Hi everyone, welcome to this new video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the model registry. So let's start by imagining this situation. Let's say that you have been working in a project for a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks. You have created a lot of experiments and a lot of runs. And now you found what you think is going to be the model that really solve the business problem for which you started the project, right? The model has really good metrics, good performance, good response, and you think that your work is done. Or at least you think that you have something that is really promising. Well, in that case, you don't want just, write the name of the model in a sticky note, right? In those cases, what you want to do is to register the model in a centralized store. And that's the model registry in MLflow. It's a centralized model store from which you can manage the life cycle of your models. So in this registry, once you have your model there, you can access the experiment and the run that produced the model. So you can access, for example, the matrix, parameters, hyperparameters, and artifacts that were generated when you click the button Run and actually train the model. You can access metadata like aliases, tags, annotations, and also track who created and when a model was created. So that's the model registry. And in today's video and in the next couple of videos, we're going to work with the model registry operations. So let's get started to see some examples. The first thing that we're going to do is, to know how to register a model. And the first approach is going to be using the user interface. So first I'm going to just import MLflow and set the tracking URI. Now here I'm going to import this model from scikit-learn. I'm going to start my MLflow client that I will need later. And now here, in this cell, I am creating an instance of my random forest classifier. And then here, I am logging the model, right? I am providing the scikit-learn model, the artifact path. This is just the same thing that we know to do and we have been doing for the last series of videos. So now let me show you this in the interface. If I refresh this, I have this model, login model, and everything looks, like usual, right? Of course, in this case, we don't have like parameters or metrics because this is a demo and the focus is registering a model. So if I go to artifacts, here I can see this model, random forest classifier. I can see that this particular model supports two flavors, Python function and scikit-learn. And I also have the pickle file and metadata about the environment that I need to run this particular model, right? Now let's say that I want to register this model. Well, in that case, I can go to this button at the top right? Click on register model. Now, in this case, I don't have any model registered yet, so I'm going to create a new model. And let's say that the name for this model is going to be like this random forest, something like this. I'm going to register, and that's all. Now, at the top left here, we have experiments, and now we're going to move to models. Under models, I have my first model, test random forest. We can see the version 1, and more metadata associated to this particular model. So in the model, as you can see here, I can provide a description. Maybe I can edit here. Let's say, for example, this is a demo. Let's say we have tags, versions, and as you can see here, we can track like multiple versions. For example, you have the first version of the promising model, but you can keep working on improving that performance, right? Which means that you will generate more versions of that particular model, and that's something that you can track here. If I click on the version, I have, let's say, this page from which I can let's say, attach more metadata, like the description for this particular version. Maybe for this one, you used like a very specific algorithm. You can also attach like tags, right? Now, from here, from this page, you can access the run that generated this particular model. So if I go to this run, you can access the pickle file, right? And let's say in the case that you provided metrics and parameters, you could also access those metrics and parameters. So that's the lineage the MLflow model registry provides. In the next couple of videos, we're going to see and explore more functionalities of the model registry with MLflow. But for this video, that's all. Thanks for watching it and see you next time.